How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the Pagani Huayra Roadster from a first-person point of view. This thing is ridiculous. One of my favorite features of the Huayra is that it opens up like a transformer, like a magical art piece to show you all of the inner workings and engineering beneath that gorgeous carbon fiber skin. Now, we don't have any storage up front, just got some components for cooling as well as the suspension. And we don't have a trunk in the rear, so on the left and right side, we have these carbon fiber boxes where you can put in a leather custom Pagani luggage. How cool is that? Now, coming around to the rear of the car, we've got a massive rear diffuser, that signature quad exhaust from Pagani, and those active flaps that deploy when you hit the brakes. If we come around to the front of the car, we also have those aero flaps as well on the hood, and you can see them when you're driving, which is a really cool thing. At the heart of the Huayra Roadster is a 6-liter twin turbocharged V12 that makes 764 horsepower and 734 pound-feet of torque. Sourced from Mercedes-AMG, it's as much of a powerhouse as it is a work of art. I mean, look at all of the inner workings of that inboard suspension, the intake plenum cover. This thing is unbelievable. Paired to a 7-speed, single-clutch automated manual transmission, it can sprint from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and go on to a top speed of 238 miles an hour. Usually, when a car manufacturer turns a coupe into a roadster, there's a weight penalty, but the Pagani actually goes in the opposite direction. They used super advanced carbo-titanium, that's right, carbon and titanium, for the monocoque to save 150 pounds over the coupe. We also save some weight because we've got conventional doors, whereas the coupe has those gull-wing doors, for a total curb weight of just 2,800 pounds. So with 764 horsepower and 2,800 pounds, the power-to-weight ratio is better than something like a McLaren 765 LT that most people view is an insanely fast car. We've got a little switch right there to open the door, revealing one of the most gorgeous interiors in the world. The mix of leather, quilted stitching, carbon fiber, and different metals is out of this world. I mean, look at the door unlatch button on the driver's side. It is a piece of art, as is the speaker. All right, let's go ahead and climb in. We are inside the Huayra Roadster now. How cool is this skeletonized automated manual shifter for the 7-speed gearbox? That sounds insane. Now, we've got paddles mounted on the steering wheel. The steering wheel feels great in your hands. Horn button up here. A Manatino style dial to switch between snow mode, comfort, sport, race, and ESC all the way off. How gorgeous are those gauges? That is absolutely awesome. In the center display, we have a touchscreen, your hazards, door locks, a wing button to activate those flaps, and we got some climate controls down here. Now, the key itself is really cool. This is the key to the Huayra Roadster, and it's shaped like a Pagani. But if you take off the top of it, you'll notice it's actually a Mercedes key hidden inside of a Pagani key. All right, guys, let's take it for a spin. All right, guys, behind the wheel of the Huayra Roadster, and even at 10 miles an hour, this experience is absolutely outrageous. It's almost overwhelming, the amount of stuff that's in your vision. I mean, even the air vents are pieces of art. This exposed mechanical shifter, you can both use the paddles for the 7-speed gearbox as well as this. And the feeling of that downshift is actually like nothing else. Everything in this car is just the perfect level of craftsmanship. Now, it has a single clutch 7-speed instead of a DCT to save weight. This thing only weighs 2,800 total pounds. So it definitely bucks a little bit at slow speeds, but it's smoother than you'd expect compared to something like an Aventador, some of those first generation single clutch gearbox. They've refined it over the years of the Pagani Huayra. The Roadster was built from 2017 to 2019, and the only other Pagani I've driven was a BC Roadster, which came after that. Even just 10% on the throttle, the turbo blow-off is ridiculous. Following behind Tim Cad in his Regera, gonna drive that later on today. Huge thanks to Tim Cad for making this possible, as well as the MAP 277 project. These cars are always out on the road being used for charity events. They're gonna go to Dream Ride, they go to Nevada a lot, so it's pretty cool to see these things actually get used. The car shifted itself into neutral at the stoplight, which is interesting. Kind of similar to old E-Gear Gallardos to save the transmission. This car is absurd. Oh my God. Once the boost kicks in, this car is really, really fast. I think a lot of people just assume Paganis are pieces of art, and they are, but that they aren't fun to drive. And this is a full-fledged hypercar. I mean, it's got a power to weight ratio that's better than a 765 LT. It does seem like it struggles a bit to put the power down, but let's get the tires warmed up a bit more to see what it's like. Turning indicators on the steering wheel itself, everything on the wheel is a work of art. I mean, the windshield wiper buttons, the volume controls, it is pretty damn awesome. You can see the aero flaps in the front lift up as I hit the brakes. This car's ridiculous. I will say, I wish that Pagani with the Utopia went back to an NA V12. This sounds insane and all the turbo noises are ridiculous, but compared to a screaming NA V12 and something like a Zonda, you almost barely hear the engine. It's like all turbo noises with a slight amount of growl to it. Pretty crazy to think that this is a AMG-derived twin-turbo V12. Wow. Oh my God, this thing is ridiculous. A little lurchy in first gear. Things smooth out in second. Oh my God. The steering wheel is super small and it turns instantaneously. I'd love to get this thing out on the track. Like I said, a lot of people just kind of view these as gorgeous art pieces, but it is a full-fledged sports car. And I'd love to see, when they do a BC version of the Utopia, what that car is capable of around the track. And I would love to drive one with a manual transmission. That's got to be absolutely insane. Now, to downshift, push it forward. I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the automotive world, clicking that button. The window controls are down here, and even those actuating the windows feel like a work of art. That's so damn cool. Visibility is actually pretty good out of it. The mirrors are put so far forward, the left one sometimes gets blocked a little bit by the A-pillar. Surprisingly, you could actually see out of the rear view mirror through that small hole right there. But it's not a super intimidating car to drive. You kind of forget the fact that it's a multi-million-dollar car, especially in this exposed carbon configuration. I love that it's got a two-tone carbo titanium and a blue exposed carbon fiber look to it, and then we've got the blue, white, and black on the inside. I mean, look at these gauges. It's like gold watch materials, like the inner workings of a Patek Philippe. Even the windshield wiper looks cool, where it center mounts there in the center of the windshield. It's just a massive piece of carbon fiber. But I would say, if I could sum up driving a Huayra in a nutshell, the word would be overwhelming. Everything about this car is overwhelming, from the looks to the gearbox between shifts to the sound, the turbos. It's just actually unbelievable. I mean, look at the door open switches. Those are also a work of art. I can't imagine what this thing would sound like with an exhaust on it. That lady just had 2 hypercars blow by her and literally didn't look whatsoever. It's so funny. Some people are so into cars and other people could literally not care whatsoever, which that lady doesn't know what she just missed. Pretty epic. The air conditioning actually works pretty good in this car. You'd be surprised how many hypercars have pretty poor air conditioning, and it is insanely hot today, so I'm excited that that's actually working. Now, as we come to an area here, we don't really need to do it, but there is a front lift button right here, and it raises the front rather quickly, actually. We'll go ahead and put that down. The brakes actually take a lot of pressure to slow the car down, but I'm sure I can feel it's got a lot more pedal throw to it, so I just literally wasn't pushing it down enough. Oh my God. Downshift noises are pretty crazy. I love that you can even see the flaps in the rear deploy under heavy braking. Man, the turbo noises are actually hilarious. Well, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I'll leave you with some awesome Pagani Huayra Roadster noises because this thing just makes some of the craziest sounds in the automotive world. All right, guys, see you next video.